Live. Welcome to Advocates for Justice Paralegal School. We provide the tools, you guys do the work. Turn this down just a tad. Welcome to the show tonight. I'm sure you guys probably saw what we're going to talk about. We're starting out talking about the new webinar that I'm putting together. We're having our first webinar tomorrow. Tomorrow evening at 9 o'clock. And this webinar we're having tomorrow is going to be about 42 to 19, the USC 42 USC 1983 civil rights lawsuit package that's making a big splash. So I'm putting together this webinar package, and I'm going to be doing other webinars to help people to provide support. So it's half price right now, $75. And it's going to be about an hour and a half, and we're going to talk about a few things tonight that we're going to talk about in the webinar. But we're going to go more in depth in the webinar, and the goal of it's going to be we'll get to all that. Before we get rolling, I just want to make sure you guys know. Welcome to Advocates for Justice Paralegal School. We provide the tools, you do the work. I'm Coach Neighbors. And a couple of weeks ago, I got a phone call from an attorney, and he said he was a paralegal attorney, and he wanted to know if I gave legal advice. And it was so funny because when most people call me, they're not asking me if I give legal advice. Most people call me, they're kind of in a panic, and they start out talking about what happened in 1966. I did have so. I don't really need to know all that, but that's what they talk about with urgency. When these idiot people call me, ask me this done. So, I got to thinking about it. You know what? I might as well provide support. I've been wanting to do this anyway and get more on the teaching side of things. So we're going to do webinar training, and eventually I'm going to do trainings on all of the packages that I have. So you'll be able to pay your $75 and come. Your half price is $75 and come to the training and get a rundown on what we're doing, ask questions about applying the strategies to your situation or whatever. So it'll be on Zoom. So, that way we can do several people at a time and get some things done. So that's kind of, so you guys, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel, click on those ads and hit the like button. If you get anything positive out of what we're doing here, hit that like button and let everybody know that I'm bringing value to the table. And please click on those ads so that I can get paid, because I'm looking to have YouTube hook me up for hooking you guys up with this fire. So that's how we do it. Now we're going to get right into the program here today. I put several links in the page already. I've been linking before we started, and you guys can check them out. One of the links is to the 42 USC 93 civil rights lawsuit package that's making a huge splash right now. I think I got three or four emails and or messages this week from people who either blocked the eviction process, stopped the auction sale, and a couple of people in the online course. One person in the online course particularly not only blocked in a non-judicial blocked the auction sale, they also the judge recused himself, and he said they sent him a letter. It's interesting from anything that's done in the court, you should get a copy of. So they sent a letter to the Supreme Court of Ohio, if I remember correct, asking the court to provide them with another judge. So I don't know how that's going to go, but we're going to talk about how we back them in the corner with this new strategy and the new updated video. The new updated instructional video is in the instructional video playlist, and you guys should go and check it out. And I want to say one thing too. I have people that are doing things from videos from 2 years ago, and then when I put them down, no, that's, okay. So the most important thing is to watch the updated instructional videos. That's the most important thing, because our the program here is changing all the time. So if you don't watch the updated instructional videos, you're going to be behind. I was talking to a lady one day, and I told her the things she was talking about was in the older videos, and she came back and to let me know that that video was like only 2 months old. It's old, okay? I receive real time feedback from people all over the United States in my Facebook groups. And I have, I don't know, 3 now. And I put the link to the Facebook group that if you invest in a lawsuit package, you can go to that teachable.com Facebook group that I posted, and like the group so that you can get notifications when I post things, and you can ask questions there. That's how we do things. It makes it allows me to answer a lot of people's stuff, and I don't take the answers. I don't take your questions on the lawsuit practice on the phone, because when I'm doing that, I can't help the people who are trying to get in the program. So it's set up to where if you have questions, you need to friend me on Facebook or whatever, or email me. And I know I have people all the time, oh, I hate Facebook. You know what? I don't really care. If you're interested in doing whatever it takes, then you'll get you a stinking account set up, use whatever name you want. As long as I know who you are, it's not going to be a problem. And I post a lot of stuff in the group that people miss out on, because they don't have that page, or they don't see, or they see questions that other people post that I answer in the group or on the page. So that allows everybody to see what's being said. So, in my perfect world, there's no more questions. Okay, honestly, I'm still trying to get to that perfect world, but we are in the world right now where we got people kicking some attorneys' butts and getting to stay in their house. So we feel like we're doing pretty good. Now we're going to move forward. Tomorrow night we're going to have our first Sunday night, Sunday, July 3rd. We're going to have our first webinar training, and I hope to have maybe 2 or 3, 2 or 3 a month. It depends on how many people sign up for the help. So I'm just throwing it out there so you guys can see, and you'll need to have, well, actually, you can do it on your phone. I've been practicing with my wife on her phone, and it's kind of cool, because when I'm doing the webinar thing, I can like hit the mute button and make her, okay, never mind. Okay, sorry, I got carried away. So I want to talk tonight a little bit about what we're going to be doing in the webinar training and what the goal is for that program. And I want to just get right to the point. The goal of my training is to teach you how to use the non-conventional program to defend your property or yourself or whatever. But first, we need to cover the conventional program and why it's not working for you. So the conventional program was structured by the same attorneys that's trying to steal everybody's property, and why this is not going to take but a minute. And why it's not working for you, because they structured the program. So if you stop and think about it, they structured the program, and if I structure the program for you to get me back because I took your stuff, I'm going to make sure when you get to the end of that program, you're not kicking my butt. Okay, come on. So that's the real thing that people need to keep in mind. So in a nutshell, now, and I want to make sure people realize, because new people come in and they're worried about hurrying up and answering because the judge this, the judge that. So in a nutshell, you're going to learn how to block the court process by taking out the parties who sign to start the crap that's in your face, or who sign to further the scheme, the illegal scheme that they're using. So the sign who start the crap, generally that's the attorney. If you check your your documents. I'm pretty sure if you check the foreclosure petition or the notice of default letter, I'm pretty sure that it's only going to be signed by an attorney. Or it might have something stupid on it. Like one lady called and told me that it was signed by the assistant to the trustee. Yeah. I tell her she should Google that and see what she pulls up. Assistant to the trustee. I said it's just the attorney. And I have people call me or they'll message me, well, it doesn't have an attorney name, a law firm. Well, I think you just need to figure out who's trying to take your shit. Okay. I'm just saying you need to figure out who signed. I play football and I box. Those are two things that's smart because I like to keep this simple. You want to go after who signed, not some imaginary lender that didn't sign anything and already charged it off of their taxes in the charge off in the corporate charge off process. Yeah, we all know about all that. But some people want to call and talk to me about the lender, man. I was like, I'm thinking, I don't think you're going to make it in my program if you can. Okay. So the conventional foreclosure process was structured by the same fools trying to take your property. So everybody wants to run and hire one of them. Well, wait a minute. If you hire an attorney, I haven't talked to a single person who hired an attorney and was happy with what the attorney did for them. Not a single person. And I've been doing this for a minute. Not one single person. Now, people don't realize that the attorney is not going to help you. And here's why. The attorney is not going to help you because his buddies down the street are the ones that's stealing your property. Think about it. And that attorney, if you hire that person to help you, that attorney will automatically get a cut of what they steal from you to throw your butt under the bus in the end. Now, if anybody thinks that ain't true, you click the thing down there and tell me how you think it. Because I've seen this a whole bunch of times, and that's how it goes. The attorney's going to throw you under the bus in the end. He's going to get paid way more and getting a cut of what they steal from you. Plus, he's going or she will get what you paid them for the fake help. So, and then when you get to court, what, you think the judge is going to help you? No, the judge is not going to help you, even in federal court. In federal court, they're going to try everything they can to get out of helping you. And that's just where the coaching comes in from all of the team members that have shared stuff to help me build this program. Because when you talk to people from California all the way to New York, you pretty much get a beat on all the stuff that they're trying. And some of the stuff they're trying is pretty crappy. And we're going to go over a couple of those things. I think there's a couple of the crappiest things that I've seen. One is they waited to deny a restraining order because it was also an injunction, and there were two elements that was needed for the injunction missing off of the restraining order. So they denied the restraining order, the federal court did, but they denied it, but they'd already told the parties that they were going to do it. And the reason we know that is because the parties did a public notice, and as soon the same day that the order went public and they gave us a copy of it, we got a copy of it, the same day they sold the property. And that's not working out so well for them right now, but that's what they did. So it was pretty, we're like, how the hell could they do that? So we done our research, and turns out they did a public notice, and they never notified us. But when you're slapping them with my stuff, they have to cheat. They have to cheat. So they gave public notice, and then the federal court waited 12 or 14 or whatever, how many days you have to let the public notice be a public notice. And then once that was done, they went ahead and did the thing, and then they went ahead and did the thing, and yeah, so we're we're managing that right now. But that's one of the now. There's one other thing that I've seen that was really bad, and that was Shamel Maxwell. She was in our group, and they actually we filed on this is before we got the 42 USC package. She filed everything and had them blocked on the eviction process, and she blocked the sale, and then she had a lawsuit pending in federal court, and they got evicted. And we're like, what the hell? So she started doing some homework. Well, it turns out they moved the foreclosure, the eviction process over to tax court, and they had the tax court rule and to evict them. And here's the kicker with that: she had paid the taxes, and she had proof that she paid the taxes. So yeah, that got very ugly for them, and I don't know how it's going because no one can talk to me. But that's a good sign when you can't talk to me anymore. So that's a very good sign, and it's a sign to me that that they made to sign the non-disclosure statement, which is fine because I don't need nobody to talk to me because I know how badass my stuff is. So I made it from my life. Welcome to the group, Dylan. I think everybody's out having time with their family, shooting off fireworks. I'm going to have my first webinar tomorrow, and I posted some links about it in the feed here. And so that's kind of what we're talking about tonight and stuff. So I'm sure all of you guys have went down that path, that familiar path of having everything ignored while they're ruling to give them your stuff. But before we get to all that, I want to teach you guys a few things. We're going to teach you guys we're going to talk about your cases. That's one of the things that we're going to do in the webinar. So we need to understand, to force them to stand down, the only chance you have is attacking them for the illegal court process and procedures that they're using to rob you of your due process rights. Hey, Donna. Welcome to the show. Welcome, Lori. So until you make the playing field a little more level, you don't have a chance in hell at attack. Oh wait, they want you to go appeal when they get done violating you. They want you to go appeal. Oh, that's a nice process. You go and talk to their buddies again. That's all that is. You know, if you have to appeal, you should be suing somebody. That's the way we roll, because you're just wasting your time doing an appeal. And then while you're doing all that crap, they've got you on the eviction countdown, and we all know where that goes. So if you need to appeal, you should just be suing them. That's why I don't understand. You know what, the things that I'm teaching you here is the way that it should be going, instead of everybody running to do what attorneys think or what they think the attorney need to have you do. So I already shared with you guys why attorneys are not going to help you, because their buddies are the ones that are doing what they're doing to you. Now, I want to cover, before we go on to further, a few of the mistakes that people make. And you don't have to raise your hand if you made some of these mistakes, only if you're still making them. Okay, because I might want to know who you are so I can put you out in front of the special delivery vehicle that we got. And it's cool. This is our new special document delivery vehicle. So one of the mistakes I'm thinking, one of the biggest mistakes is people thinking they can't do it without an attorney. And to me, that's a huge mistake, because I'll tell you right now, you can just screw up your own stuff. You don't need to pay somebody to throw you under the bus in the end. And I'll tell you, when you do it yourself, you know what's up. You know what's on the docket. You know what's been filed. You're keeping up with everything because you're doing it yourself. A lot of people have showed up to court and the attorneys didn't even show up. And then they got judgment against them. And then what do? Most people don't know somebody crazy like me that's willing to. So you end up, or a lot of people. I've talked to a lady the other day. She was having a paralegal help her, and I think people need to understand, if the paralegal is helping you doing the conventional program, which is the same thing an attorney would help you do, then it's not going to help you very much. So. And that's kind of what we're going to learn. We're learning here how to do the non-conventional program. Now, one of the other biggest mistakes is people thinking the lender is the foreclosing party. It's not the lender. The lender hasn't signed anything. The lender did not sign the notice of default letter. The lender did not sign the petition or the complaint or whatever. The lender hasn't signed anything. They do a charge-off process and they're done, and then they sell it as to third-party debt collectors. And anybody that understands the GAAP accounting principles knows that after that charge-off is done, there are no more entries on the accounting records to put in additional income. So this money that they made from illegally selling to third-party debt collectors, I wonder where that went. I'm just asking. Not that smart. So I had to ask these questions. So thinking the lender is the foreclosing party is like a huge problem, probably bigger than thinking that you can't do it. Because when you go into court with your documents and you got the lender as the number one defendant, they just laugh at you, because it's going to get dismissed with failure to state a claim, because you don't even know who's trying to take your property. One mistake that people make is thinking the bank wants to help you. And I have people tell me, they told me we're going to do a loan modification. They told me, I was like, okay, so how many times have you talked to them about the loan modification? 42. 42 times they call. So what do they say? Well, they keep asking for the same thing that I sent them last time. They're telling me I need to send it again because they didn't get it this time. They got it last time, but not the time in the middle. And one page is missing from the first time. That was the time before. Yeah. So I'm like, they're just running you out of time. That's all they're doing is running. Okay. So here's the thing. Why would the bank help you after they started the foreclosure? If they're going to help you, I think they wouldn't spent that money to do the foreclosure and have some attorney over here slime ball, doing charge off and all that. If they're going to help you, they wouldn't have done any of that. So, oh wait, why should they help you when they can take the house back, kick your butt out, and keep all the equity that you paid? Huh? Why would they want to help you? I'm like, that sounds like a good deal for the bank. I mean, the attorney, excuse me. Yeah, first we know somebody's doing it. And the bank is not going to help you, and the attorney is not going to help you. And when we already talked a couple of times why the attorney is not going to help you, because the attorney's friends are the one down the street that's coming after you. And we're going to talk more in depth about this stuff in our webinar that's coming up. But when you guys are watching the instructional videos, I need you should watch the updated instructional videos. And I would start watching the new videos going back, unless you're at a particular situation and you need to learn something particular or whatever. And the reason I say that is because everything gets upgraded. The lady told me, oh, it can't be that old. It's 2 months. Well, things change. And That new updated instructional video that's on the instructional video playlist has the new strategy that we're using to smash the state court. I can say smash, right? Yeah, I can. He's kind of looking at me funny, but to smash the state court process before you get your, and we have it set up to where you can get that done by using a counterclaim and filing it in their case as a counterclaim after you add the judge and the state to it as plaintiffs. So, so what you're going, and this is why you guys should hit that like button down there, because you're not going to get this kind of fire from any place else that I can see without having to get on the website and pay a bunch of money and do all this stuff. Okay, the fire. You're going to learn how to attack the court process. You're going to be attacking the person who signed and the person who's furthering the illegal scheme. So the person who signed, generally the attorney, and the person who furthers the scheme is generally the judge. And the judge is on there because the judge does not have jurisdiction because there's no injured party. And without injured party, the judge doesn't have jurisdiction. So now the judge is liable, and the judge will tell you, well, just file your appeal. Well, how about you file your lawsuit in federal court? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So in my non-conventional program, you're going to learn how to attack the parties who signed and the parties who are helping it go. And there's one other. You also are going to attack the party who pays all of the parties, and that would be the state. The party who pays all of the parties. It's simple, Joyce. The state. That's it. You're making it complicated. It's just the state. The state is the one that's in charge of your property deed. The state is the one that got your property deed by committing real estate deed fraud. There's no law that says that your deed should be registered in their property. And once that deed was registered in their property, that allowed the very first illegal lien to be put on your property. And a lot of people don't know what that lien is. And that lien was the mortgage lien. And the reason it was illegal is because if there were several people who owned property, all of those people would have to be present to sign the lien, right? Yep. So the fact that nobody, the fact that the bank accepted your signature proves that you were the owner for a very short period of time. There's no law that says that you have to put your deed in their office. And part of this strategy is, well, the first part of it is to stay in your house. And the second part of it is to get your deed out of their office. Because as long as your deed is in their office, they have control over your property. If your deed's not in their office and not in their computer, then they don't have your address and they wouldn't be able to send you all the crap. And here's something interesting. I don't really, I'm going to ask this as a question, okay? Because I'm not an attorney, so I don't know this stuff. But if your deed was not registered in their office, would the lender be able to prove that they made you a mortgage loan? Think about it. If your deed was not in their office, the lender wouldn't have access to your property deed. So there's something to think about there. If your deed was not in their office, could they prove that there was a mortgage loan lien against your house? If my deed was not in their office, I would just ask them to send me verification. Send me a picture of that deed so I can see it. But that's what's up. You need to get control of your property deed. The judge does not have jurisdiction because there's no injured party, so the judge is liable. And what do you think happens when you add the judge and the state to the state foreclosure lawsuit against your property? I received at least 3 emails from and a couple of emails or messages from folks who last week blocked the eviction process and or the auction sale using this strategy. And I'm sharing it with you absolutely free. So hit the like button and click on those ads so I can get paid. And one person that called in said the judge recused himself. That person was in an online course. So they blocked the auction process and the judge recused himself. And it was interesting. He said they sent him a copy of a letter that they sent to the Ohio appeals court asking them to assign a judge. So think about it. When you add the judge and the state and the attorney or the corporation that wants to sell your house to their own lawsuit and stick it in their face as a counterclaim, that becomes a problem, because now the judge can't rule on a case that he's a party to. He can't litigate a case he's a party to. He can't represent himself in court because he's a corporation. Okay, so yeah, it creates some. And when you move it to federal court, and if you stop and think about it, everything that you get from me is structured for federal court. So they already know when they're reading it that you're going to move it to federal court. And when you do that, it's a problem. Now, the only way that they've been trying to get out of this is for failure to state a claim for relief. And all of my documents most of my documents, the main ones have been upgraded to state a claim for relief. So you don't have to worry about that. If you purchase something or you're working on your own program and you need to state a claim for relief, you just need to go to my YouTube channel and search state a claim for relief. And I think 5 videos on how to do that. So if you need something, you should go to the channel and search for it and pull up what you need. That's how that works. So the long and the short of it, and if you don't catch anything I said tonight, this is the long and the short of it. This is the thing. There's a thing. This is the thing. The long and the short of it is the state judge has a conflict of interest when you have a federal lawsuit filed against the corporation that pays the judge. And he also has she has a conflict of interest when you're suing the judge. But let's just stick to this part of it because this is the most important part. This also is the reason why federal court can't remand your ass back to state court. How are they going to send you back? Okay, wait. I got a lawsuit against the judge, against the state, against the attorney. My sister sued the Bar Association. And she added the attorney's property and assets on her counterclaim and stuck it right in their face. Guys, we have a lot of power, but we don't use it. And a lot of the times we spend too much time asking questions and double checking and asking questions instead of taking action. And that causes you to, well, not be where you need to be when the shit's hitting the fan. So the fact that you're added all of those people to their own lawsuit and filed your lawsuit in federal court blocks them from remanding you back to state court. And that's the way that is structured. It's set up to help you stay in your house. And that's the goal, to stay in your house. And then the second goal is to get control of your property deed. So I started this webinar to teach people about my lawsuit packages and more. I'll be doing now. There'll be at different prices depending on what we're talking about and how much fire I'm bringing to the table. And also in the In the webinar, someone's going to have an opportunity to win a free enrollment into my online course, providing they leave me a review about the value of the course when they get done. I got a review from yesterday from a person that was pretty excited and actually mentioned in the end that they're having fun. That's what I tell people. You get in my program, I'm going to teach you how to have some fun. And that's what it's about. Most of you have been getting beat up too long. So in my program, you're not going to be the defendant. And the webinar that's going on tomorrow, I put a link here. I'll put another link to it in case anybody is interested. There you go. And what I'd like to do is have 2 or 3 of these a month if people are interested, and help people learn about the package. I know there are some of you who are, especially in the beginning of this, who were stressing because I didn't have any support. So, and I had the group, but the group got a little strange because there was people that like to hear themselves talk more than me. But the problem is they didn't know. Okay, sorry. I wasn't going to say that. So, and they were telling people things, and people were thinking that their advice came from me or someone that's with me. And yeah, no, that we couldn't have that. So that's why we changed the group now. Now we just have a page, and people can go to the page. They can ask questions in the page, and they can talk. They can see all the stuff, and I don't have to worry about other people talking from the group that people think work there or are supporting me, because I roll solo. There's nobody else, and that's how this goes. And that relieves the liability, because I already know how the feds roll. So I want to thank you guys for sharing your time tonight. And I hope we brought a little value to the table. Make sure that you subscribe, hit the like button, and click on those ads. Also, ring that bell so you can get notifications when we rock and roll. If you're interested in the webinar training, I'll put a link in the feed right here that you can click on. If you have any questions about it, you can shoot me over email at winningcourse1@gmail.com. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next video, in the next live stream. Actually, I'll probably have a video before the next live stream. So I'll see you guys in the next video live stream. Okay. We're on a roll.